The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 259 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. For this one, we're going to call it To the Wire because very obviously we're taking it to the wire with Philadelphia. Definitely, let's see who blinks this weekend because it is coming down to that. Yes, this weekend is everything. Again, we have the tiebreaker, so it is in our hands to decide what happens here. If you're not stressed out, I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm feeling it. I'm a little nervous as well. But yes, it's up to us. We have to go take on a streaking Portland Timbers on the road, but it's okay. Our boys have hundreds of their fellow supporters in tow, in the stands, making it happen on the weekend as well. So take it over, everybody. Do what you got to do. Let's get those 3 points and move on. Outside of that, I know there's a lot of things that happened. Thankfully, we got the boys with us tonight to cover all of it. Bam and Tony are in the house. Bam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing quite well today. It's a nice, balmy 66 degrees outside at the moment. Beautiful sunny day. And I'm inside talking to you guys. So it's going to be a good show, good show. I do have a little unboxing for later on in the show. And we'll get to that a bit later on.
There we are. We had a good unboxing last week. Looks like we're going to have a fun one again this week. So, yeah, make it happen. Tony, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty well. Went to the gym earlier today. I've been trying to get my back into 2000 25-year-old me being a soccer player, stuff like that. So got that well. Excited for the new news that just came out that we'll get into, and World Cup almost here.
Yeah, how can you not be excited, right? Everything coming down the line. World Cup, new kits related to that. I'm buying swag. I'm as guilty as the rest of you. Panini sets kicking off. I see all you guys doing that. The shoe culture doing what it does. And then, of course, yeah, that's right. The announcement, the Rose Bowl. We're going to be playing there, visiting Pasadena, taking on our arch rivals in their old house, like as if they upgraded, and trying to take some points there, hopefully with a star on our chest at the same time. We can all dream. We can all dream. So there it is. Rose Bowl is happening. Tony, you got the details on that. What's going on?
So the first game of the season, which is actually pretty surprising, but I think it's also to deal with the new Apple partnership broadcast and everything like that. So they're like, how do we go in with a bang? Put the biggest rivalry that you can in the MLS, us versus Carson, in the original stadium where they quote unquote started and left, and just literally pack the house. And it's going to be, like I said, tickets for pre-sale, I believe, go on sale October 28th. And also, if you have a season ticket, you will get a pre-sale code in order to get it earlier than that. So look at your emails. If you're also part of just the LAFC membership, they also might give you any pre-sale before that. But I expect a big tailgate contingency. Security is also going to be very, very questionable, is the best way to say it, because this is, again, if any of y'all been to the Rose Bowl, it's a very wide open. They kind of mix everybody together, and it's, again, it's an old stadium.
Yeah. No, the Rose Bowl, of course, is classic, right? They've hosted World Cup finals. They've hosted Olympic gold medal games. What have they not done at the Rose Bowl? The beauty is, yes, the history is there, and we get a chance to take one against our rivals in their old house. This is important. This is good. It's a great way to kick things off. I know people are worried about the Galaxy pulling shenanigans like they always do in their house. The only difference is this time they actually have to sell. They have to sell tickets, right? Now you have a big house. It's got to happen. And there's no way that their fan base by itself could pull that off. So maybe they want to play games, but at the same time, it'll be impossible to limit LAFC supporters Season ticket holders, as you know, there's that code. So the way I see it, because of the sheer size of things, there's going to be room for all of us. I don't doubt that for a second. It's going to happen. You can't help it. And if it's going to be tough on us and we have to buy a 3-pack from the enemy, we probably will, just to go to the games. I mean, I know the way you guys run. So it's on. It's happening. I'm just beyond happy. Bam. I mean, you're probably sitting there like, man, I really wish I could fly out. Right?
Yeah, one that got announced, like, ooh, that would be cool. And then I saw the dollar, and the dollar's like, you're gonna kill me if I go. But no, it's gonna be interesting. Again, we've got to go into this game with the we must win mentality.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
that they can say that we didn't win the first game in their house, but let's win the first game in their old house. That's what I really want to see.
Yeah, they can hide in Carson. They can't hide anywhere else. That should be the mindset. Simple. I do think it's hilarious with Apple once again with their product launch. You know how they are with product launches. This is as big as you get for a product launch, right? MLS on Apple Plus, Apple TV Plus. Yeah, big. It's like iPhone big. So that's beautiful to see. Good things also, of course, there's going to be new players coming in, all that stuff. So who knows who is going to be connected to that match. But I expect some big things, probably from both teams in the lead up to this. You don't make an event like that unless you're building things to be the actual spectacle, So expect that too. Kit wise, of course, we'll currently have, I think, the same kit next year for the home, the away probably changing. So that'll be something we'll talk about later, way down the line. But yes, Rose Bowl's happening. It's on. We'll all be there. We'll make it happen. All good things. Now, before we can get all the way down out, to the Rose Bowl next year, yeah, Bam, throw it out there, dude.
So the MLS just put out the list of nominees for the 2022 end of year awards. It's literally just popped up on MLS.com, MLSsoccer.com. LAFC's, while we're talking, I just had checked that and it came up. Our good friend Ben just put up the LAFC nominees that's in there. So we've got 2 for the MVP. We got Chicho and Sifu. Obviously, goalkeeper, we got Max up for goalkeeper of the year. Defender, we've got 2, Murillo and Hollingshead. Newcomer, Chiellini. We've got young player, Opoku. Comeback player, Opoku. Humanitarian, Hollingshead. And coach of the year, Dolo. So there's some of the nominees that are just for the end of season awards that the MLS Soccer just put up.
Wow. So you mean the guy that nobody wanted hired is up for coach of the year and try to make a name for themselves on Twitter and stuff by dogging him somehow is up for coach of the year? That's nice. Right, Tony?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Again, we've all been, like I said, when we started the whole Bob in, Bob out movement, we literally said, you want to look for your next coach? Look at Vegas. And what happened? He came in, nobody wanted him. I've remembered people saying, why did we bring this guy? He has no pedigree, yada yada yada. It doesn't, like, we should have bring someone bigger. We should be big club mentality. Sometimes we don't know as much as we do, even us.
Yeah, big club mentality, like playing for a Shield in the final 2 weeks of the season, and setting up for a big Rose Bowl match and being the favorite to possibly win the whole thing. Sounds pretty big club to me. So that's nice. The other name that popped up, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Is Sifu's up for MVP? Did you say that right?
Yep. Sifu and Chicho are 2 from us up for MVP.
Well done, man. I mean, you can't fault it, right? I mean, you've seen what he's done, and again, Chicho, where would we be without him? That makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. That dude's on a clip where he's scoring every other game now. Quite literally. You look at the numbers, it's every other game. That's his clip. That is wild. So good on them. They've all earned it. I can't wait to hear more about Hollingshead and why he's nominated. I know why, but I love when they give the blurb as to why, and we'll cover it more as they do the previews since it's just breaking news right now. Yes, Tony.
Can we just give it Hollingshead like the defender of the year because he defends and also scores goals?
It should be.
Yeah,
it should be.
If he's not defender of the year, I'll be very surprised.
Who's the
It's hard though
nominees?
because who's
So-
nominated from Philadelphia?
So defender
that'll
of
be
the
the-
year, defender. All right, that's newcomer. Defender. All right, we'll start off with Martinez from Dallas.
Okay.
Blackman from Vancouver's nominated. So good to see another one.
So 2 LAFC defenders.
Or 3, because you also got Murillo on there. Farfan, so that's 4.
Okay, there's a trend.
Let's see. Zimmerman, that's 5.
Good Lord, what could have been?
Andy Nahar.
Dude, a former. Yeah.
Former.
Are you kidding? Is this a joke? Is this
Nope.
really?
He is nominated for Defender of the Year.
I would
Dude,
say
the
more.
writers have like wow.
I would
Okay.
say him more DC United than LAFC alum.
He's kind of an LAFC bench and mend alum.
Yeah.
Is what he is. But good Lord, that it just and is Zimmerman on there too? Because
You would be
Yeah.
mentioned.
yeah, there you go. All right, we're done. We're good.
Yeah.
So a former or current LAFC player will be winning Defender of the Year. That is what we're saying.
Yeah, I just posted in the chat the link to the article.
That's beautiful. Okay, that's good. Again, I know goalkeeper of the year. That's totally going to Philly. There's no way around that, right? I mean that don't even vote, people. Just it's over. But yeah, it should be fun to see where that ends up. We have some good nominees. We're not obviously where we're at right now. We're not going to get snubbed. That's for certain. And Hollingshead will most definitely be the leading goal scorer among defenders by the time this season's over. There's no question.
Philly only has 4 defender. They have Glesnes
Yeah,
and Kai Wagner.
as they should, they should. And if it goes to one of them, don't be surprised. Don't be pissed. Those two are insanely good. Look at the goal differences. Look at their stats. It's madness with that side when it comes to defense. So, and again, they haven't lost any games at home all year. None, 0. Yeah. So what are you gonna say? If it goes that way, I'm not surprised. But all love to Chicho. I hope he gets some kind of hardware out of this thing. He's definitely earned it. So good stuff, man. Hearing the nominees and they're piled up. So we'll see where that ends up. Of course,
There's also another
Go.
nominee on there that I'll talk about a bit later on in the episode.
Oh, we're gonna leave it till later. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I know why people jumped on. I know the conversation, right? We're talking Supporters Shield. We're talking MLS Cup playoffs. There's 2 games to go and everything to play for on both sides. The one thing we do know is that we're in the playoffs, right? And that we're the top seed in the West. So we host every game, but the final maybe is the possible. So, but the odds are still in our favor as of today. That's what we know right away. Looking at the Supporters Shield standings, again, we are tied on points. The goal difference, yeah, that goes to Philly, but what matters most is wins. And we're at 20 wins. Philly is at 18 wins. That's your break. That's the one right there. That will decide it if we stay on the same points. And so advantage us no matter what. So say we win this weekend and Philly ties. Yeah, we're the Supporters Shield winners. That's it. Right? I mean, we're not really. I mean, if they tie, then we got to do a little something. But we win, they lose. It's certain. It's done. It's over. Then it's mathematically over. If they tie, then we still got to do something on the last day. But it's still advantage. So I know it's stressful. The bets on Philly losing in Charlotte are pretty slim, knowing that their best defender is out. But miracles have happened. And again, we control our destiny. So we shouldn't care too much about what they do. We just do our jobs. Win out the season, call it. That's it. and we'll talk about how that might be a little tough, but that's the story. 538's giving us a 50% chance of Supporters Shield, and Philly a 49% chance. So there's that. Pretty much the same. The bigger story to me, of course, is the league-wide standings, and especially the Western Conference, where it's chaos still. It's still chaos, right? Nothing's guaranteed. What we do know is this: if Nashville get a win from one of their last 2 games, it's a guarantee that they'll finish at least 7th. If the Galaxy get 1 win, or the swing of 3 points, right, in the last 2 games, they're in. That's it. The Timbers, the team we're playing, to control their own destiny, require 2 wins. Otherwise, it's not guaranteed. So for them, it's life and death, right? You need to know this as we go into play them, because they need the win. Minnesota is the same story. Nothing is guaranteed. They could finish anywhere from 3rd to 7th, depending on other teams' results. But the only way they know they get in is if they win 2, and that would only guarantee them 7th seed. What? Yeah, I mean, that's chaotic. The one team on the outside looking in that has a real chance is Real Salt Lake. Why? Because they got to play the Galaxy, right? They have the 6-point potential swing right there. They have a chance to do something. So if they upset this weekend, then again, you upset the apple cart. It goes to the last day. Simple. It's just very, very tough. Salt Lake's on the outside looking in with 43 points. And then Minnesota's got 45, Timbers have 46, Galaxy 46, Nashville 47. That's brutal. That's brutal in the West. The only thing we know on our end is that we're on the top, Austin's second. Dallas, they're only at 50. Could get shuffled in the lineup, but they don't need to do anything to qualify. They're pretty much, it's done for them. Even with if they even bomb out the last 2 games of the season, the worst they can finish is 7th. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch this weekend. Outside of what we're doing, it's gonna be really fun to watch to see how this league pulls it off in the last week. This is going to the last day, probably the most worthy decision day we're ever going to see. The most exciting decision day we're probably ever going to see in the Western Conference because of the chance at a shift. So Tony's shaking his head like, Western Conference. Yeah, it is what it is. Playoff dates. I mean, if you look, they're kind of written, right? I mean, you guys saw that, right? The dates. We kind of know what it's going to be. Who we're going to play, different story, but we kind of can see it now. You can already start marking your calendars, people. We got 1 weekday game, and then weekends for the last 2. Yeah. So check it out. I was messing around with it and looked at the schedule. Let me find it here so you get the exact. Yep.
Do you think being us, LAFC, and being a primetime game, don't you think they would put us to the weekend so they make sure they get bigger numbers? Because I know one of them is like
it's a conference situation. So we have a Thursday game, I believe, if I'm looking at it correctly. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong.
Yay! No.
Yeah, Thursday, October 20.
Yeah. So first round bye, then we go to October 20th. Okay.
So
if you win that game, then the 30th is the next one. Right? I'm seeing that right. And then the finals in November.
So
in a midday game.
Seeing that we have a game on the Thursday the 20th, we're going to go straight after the game into a podcast.
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't see that happening.
I don't know. No, like you can bring Ben and Araceli to do that if they want to, but me and Joseph will be dead.
You could do a Thursday live cast if you want, Bam. I'm not putting that past you, man.
Yeah, you can just live stream it on YouTube and just do it, and people who can watch it with you. We won't be on there because we'll be in the stands. Everybody else, if you aren't be able to make it, just watch Bam and maybe bring Araceli along with you, and you guys can be Max and Vince commentating the game.
We'll get around that closer to the day, and we'll see what's happening.
We'll do something chaotic, I guarantee. I just know that my chaos will be in the front row, in the north end. When I look to my right, I see Tony on a capo stand. That's all I know. That's the only truth I get. That, and I'm putting away flags at the end of all of it with Tony again. That's what we're doing. So, yes, that's the real thing. That's what we're dealing with. So we're in control. We know where the playoffs are at. We know what we're gonna do. Get your days off, people. Because you know the first one for sure. Simple. Again, schedule for us: Portland away, Nashville at home against two teams that need it, desperately need it. For Philly, they got it easier. Charlotte, I guess they're trying to get in the playoffs still, and Toronto, who's not. So straight up not going. So that's their schedule. They get Toronto at home to celebrate their end. Yeah, not too difficult. Yeah, Tony.
I was like, the good thing about their schedule for us is they play before us on both occasions. Saturday at 2:30 p.m. and Sunday 11:30. So on decision day, we still will again. It doesn't matter what they do, but if you want a game watch before our games, there you go.
Yeah, we'll know exactly what we need to do walking into the building. If they've lost their game, we know what's on the line that day. There's a trophy. No shock. Trophy on the line. Hopefully that's the story, right? And then it's weird that decision day is split by conference, but it is. I still think it's a little surprising knowing that there's a shield on the line as of the last day that they wouldn't do something about that, but they're not. It's MLS. They don't switch things around that way. They're not too quick with it when it comes to that.
Yeah, like
thing.
they would be smart to go, okay, even push both those games a day late and playing both at the same time, because they're two of the most valuable games of the round. So go, okay, these two games are going to be played a day later, kick off at this time for both teams, and even get some of the best commentators into the studio and have them talking about both games going at the same time.
Definitely made for TV. Yeah, I would see it anywhere else but here. Things we're still learning, people. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now. Yeah, right. Last day, last game of the season. We get the final say on what we want to do with this thing. Advantage us if we take care of business on Saturday. That's all you got to know, right? Pretty straight up. Thoughts, gentlemen? I'll go to you, Tony. How are you feeling about these last two games?
It's last year all over again, but on a different spectrum. Instead of being at the bottom of the table and trying to make it in, we're on the top of the table trying to win a shield. Because I was kind of reminiscing, like, I remember last year we were in the same position, needing to win in order to make the playoffs, so all the games counted. And now, again, it's not an easy in. It's an easy into the playoffs, but not an easy into home field advantage. So we're still playing for something. We're always playing for something, it seems like.
Which that's what teams like us do, right? Drama. We're all about the Hollywood stuff. Bam, are you feeling good about what you're seeing ahead of us here? Think we're gonna get it together?
I am. I think we know what job we've got to do, and we know what we have to do, and we know we've got to keep Bale on the bench.
I don't think his team minds. I mean, we saw the comments from Wales this week, which we'll talk about internationals in a short while here. Yeah, the comments to me were pretty funny about, oh, we're going to work him out. Like, dude, we don't give a crap about working him out, right? We're here for a shield, man. We do not care about his World Cup. Sorry. We love you, Bale, but dude, that ain't our concern. Our concern is this weekend. Our concern is Sunday. Nothing beyond that. It's Sunday. If you got to play more minutes, you play more minutes. If you don't going to play any because it doesn't help us in the moment, guess what? Enjoy the view, just like the 3252 that's singing above you. We're in it for a reason. So, yeah, I don't think our club feels any sort of pressure from that. We just got to get the job done. All right. So I see a lot of comments from the crew. I think we're going to throw it to everybody, see where they're at before we get into our community news and, of course, preview a match that's coming up. So let's see what we got going from everybody out there. First one. Who's the first? Oh, Christopher Gomez in the mix. There he is. Good stuff. We got Burke in the mix as well. Hey, Burke. We got It's Jibble in the mix. Ooh. Danielle says 3 weeks to LAFC's conference semis game at the bank. Can't wait. No matter what, people, you know it's there. Get excited. It's going to be fun. Of course, he says, first things first, let's get that shield again. Exactly. Take what you can. Take what you can. If it's in reach, you got to fight for it. Ox is in the mix as well, coming out of Wichita. Good seeing you on here, brother. Danielle says valuation was a little low. LAC definitely worth a cool billion. So yes, there was the article. I guess multiple sources were talking about this, about how we're in the 900 million range and we're the most valuable team in MLS. And I know other podcasts have been talking about it as well. I think for most of us, we have to realize that money is not like free spending value money. It's tied into properties. That's what it is. It's tied into that beautiful stadium. It's tied into opportunity and, of course, resale value. That's really where it's at. And yes, Danielle, when you say 1 billion, I thought I read it correctly. The thought is, yes, you're worth about 960, but if an asking price goes out there and the purchase does happen at some point, it will definitely eclipse 1 billion, especially in the moment. It will be higher. And it's going to keep getting higher, which is insane for MLS to have a team that's valued at that. But if you look down the line, I guess the average is about 500 range. So the whole league's of value. So now it's looking like those fees to join were basically a bargain for everybody that bought in so far. That's what it's showing, that this was worth it. That it is, the payoff is definitely there. The options are definitely there. And if any of these owners decides it's time to move on, return on investment is there. It's already there. So yes, the cash cow that is MLS. Yes, let's hope it develops into something more for the game, for the league, for everything. And that draws more attention. That's the hope, for sure. So thank you, Danielle, for bringing that up. Did either of you guys Bam, do you want to jump in on the valuation?
Just having a quick look at it now. New York Red Bulls. I'm surprised with their valuation. Only 525 million.
You understand that's probably laundering money. Again,
Oh.
it's Red Bull. Red Bull
Yeah.
is in Formula One, in Germany, in every freaking thing. They literally laundry through other clubs or other teams.
Yeah, but you think for a worldwide known company of the Red Bull, that valuation would be closer to 600 than anything.
I think the reason why is the minute you purchase that product, the Red Bull name goes away, right? So that whole marketing empire is gone, and now you have a half-empty building in New Jersey. It's location, I think, that kills it. Where LAFC, on the other hand, is in a prime location with an Olympics coming and a World Cup coming.
Yeah,
everything's the corridor that's going to be moving in. They're calling it that, right? The FIG corridor. Things are going to develop all the way to the stadium. They are, guys. It's the future, and it's going to be right in the middle of the madness.
But that being said, you got New York City at 690 million. They don't have a stadium.
Yeah, but again, it's New York and New Jersey. You rather live in New York than New Jersey. This is coming from a Yankee fan, and it's everyone knows location. And that's why we are worth a cool bill, is because location. Like, our product could be, we could be Carson. Look at Carson. Carson is right below us, and they suck. So, mind you, if we sucked, we'd probably still be on top because of location.
Then why is Atlanta third at 855 million?
Because
their owner owns the stadium.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they can be resold. Like, at the end of the day, they have to find a new stadium if the owner decides to sell or they rent it out.
Yeah, it's collateral, right? It's what they can play off of at this point. And it's interesting. It's not the free flowing cash. It's just the potential to earn. And yeah, you look at New York City FC. If they do get their own stadium, say they were bought out by somebody else that had a location in New York City and moved them there, they would be the highest valued team in an instant. In an instant, because of where they're at. Yes, they've got the debts they're carrying. Yes, but who cares? It's the value of the product. So all I know is it's good news for the league to see all of the teams doing what they're doing. It shows the health of this league and that it's not going anywhere, people. I think that's the bigger picture. Something of this value is not going to disappear in 2 or 3 years. That part of MLS, that era is dead and done and over. Now it's how do we handle ourselves and stay relevant as a league, gaining respect, getting into tournaments like the Club World Cup consistently, making a name, selling more players, maybe selling a player that becomes an outright superstar. Yes, Davies to me is a superstar, but I'm talking global, like everyone knows your name kind of situation. So that's the next steps, right? That's what we're dreaming for. That's what we want to see.
Well,
So
no, as Kalini said, also the next step is make sure every stadium has grass stadiums
yeah.
because we have the technology. Because you just saw what they did in for the NFL. They literally took the grass out, put in a new, and then put in turf. But they didn't take the grass out. They literally just picked it up, moved it down, put a new like slate on it, and then they have now turf. So that's our next step is we have to be a proper league, to be known as a real league. We also need real grass at every stadium.
I agree. I to me, artificial turf is a scourge. It's as amateur as it gets. It's cheap. It looks cheap, feels cheap, and it injures players. And the ball doesn't play well, right? It's not consistent. That's why certain teams in this league have a huge advantage playing at home because they play on a fake field. And you're not playing that all the time. Inconsistency is a horrible thing when it comes to professional sports. It's not professional. Dead serious. You got to make it right. It's kind of the all or none situation, and nobody wants to play on turf. So that's where I'm going to stand forever and a day. It's an abomination. It's not the sport. It's not meant to do this. This is NASL flashbacks, man. It's just not professional. So out with that. All right. Ox jumping in on the Apple conversation. There was a rumor about season ticket holders getting Apple TV included as a season ticket holder. It's not a rumor.
It's so all right. So I think what the rumor part that he's talking about is we'll get Apple TV, and I don't think we're plus. Yeah, we'll get to watch MLS game, but you still have to pay for Apple TV. That's where the rumor is. It was going around because at first everyone's like, we're gonna all get Apple TV, Ted Lasso for free, and all this stuff. No, we get the extension of it to watch the MLS no matter what, but we still have to pay Apple TV, the Apple TV price.
So it sounds like there's going to be a different level of access depending on what you get. In this case, you sign in and this is all you've got. Yeah, you can see previews of those shows. You see a Ted Lasso preview, but you're not watching Ted Lasso, right? You just got access to the games. Okay. I mean, it's pretty easy to get Apple TV Plus for pretty much free these days if you buy any product. So, right, it's pretty simple to give it away pretty easy. So, yeah, that's how it runs. Wolf is in the mix. Good evening, Wolf. Mark Lopez is about to start a fake kids league. Get free tickets from Carson. This has happened before, right? This is actually real kid leagues to try to get tickets. They still played games. So there's that. LAFC Wolf. Bam is hitting the bullseye. Let's win in Pasadena, right?
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Angel Kai Wagner has a buttload of assists. That's why I say either him or Iglesias to me are the favorites. I'm sorry, but their defense is just tight. You know, I watch Glesnes and his mobility for a player his size just throws me off, man. He's just that good. So, and Wagner, yes, he's an assist machine. You're definitely right, Danielle. Oh, I like this from Jonathan. Jonathan Rima is on the show here. He says if Opoku doesn't win comeback player of the year, I agree, man. He's been through a lot, but it's a hard one to win because every case is a pretty strong one. If you look at who the nominees were, it's tough. That's always a toss up as to who wins that because everyone could win. They're all great stories. I'll just throw up our own guys because Bam was throwing it up there. He's got our articles up available, so definitely check those out. He threw the links on there, so take a look. Danielle says, did anyone watch the Ecuador game versus Japan? I watched on replay on YouTube, and Sifu and Mendez looked pretty good. Mendez had 100 touches, played the Ilie rule. He had giveaways, but also got it back. Yeah, see, that's the reason why we brought him in. He's supposed to be a defensive midfielder. He's supposed to give Ilie coverage. Has it quite happened yet? No, he's still working into the lineup. But that's the goal for him. I guarantee he's back next year. I think he's, again, how long is Ilie going to stay? I don't know. But I think Mendez is someone we're working with here. Oh, Jonathan's bringing it up. He wants to go early with the album talk today. How sick was Rammstein? By the way, he's asking me because I went to the Friday show. I know most of you guys from 3252 actually went on the Saturday, but I bought those tickets 3 years ago and then COVID happened. I'll just say this about Rammstein. I have a lot to say about Rammstein, but it is the greatest stage show you will ever see. And I know I love you too, and that's amazing too. But if you like fire and fireworks and madness and mayhem and guys wearing like fireproof suits that getting shot at with flamethrowers, Rammstein's your band. Because yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And of course, the band itself, the songs, it's amazing. They're on point, man. Again, if you ever see an out and indoors cool with them, but the outdoors the real story. It really is. So if I could travel to see them, I definitely would see them again because the show was on point. So yes, I'm with you, Jonathan, man. I think you got it. I got into the Fire Zone first night. I think you got Fire Zone second night, and you're breaking a sweat from the fire. That's how close you are to all that madness. So good stuff, man. Good stuff bringing it up. Jonah B, what's up, family? Let's win the Shield with you on that. Christopher Gomez, I'm just happy that LAC didn't become Barca and with all the injuries during those friendly games. Right? Injury bug, bad news. Ox just kind of confirming what we said about Apple. I know, we can all dream. Oh, I like this one. Is there no, not a room. Mark Lopez, is Tony wearing the new born and raised LAFC hat?
Nope.
You don't have that connect, people.
I do have a born and raised hat, but it's my Raider one, the white one, the snapback, but not a LAFC one.
I got like the scarf right here.
I have this. No, the scarf's in somewhere differently. Yeah, because I still like rocking that one here. Like if you, I have all the other ones, but that one I still carry one. So that one's sacred.
It's fun. Yeah, the hats look expensive. Happy hunting to all of you. I guess it's tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
For that pre-sale that popped and all that fun stuff. Good luck.
I could just tell you the price. I know the price because I know how much I paid for my snapback for the Raiders collaboration, and it was $60.
I was assuming 50, but it's
60
$60.
60 with shipping and handling and everything. I paid like 63 something.
So I get like 2 New Era hats for one born and raised.
It is a New Era hat too. That's the funny thing.
Oof. All right. I'm not competition tomorrow, guys. Just to inform you. Don't worry about me. I'm not snaking any hats on you guys. Have fun with that. I'm gonna stay out of that hot mess because I spent like half my savings on Germany stuff this day. They're laughing at me because they know what I was buying. But I'll just say this: the backup gear and the support gear for Germany is better than what the US has for the top gear. So we'll just throw that up there. Ox waiting for born and raised to drop, wondering how much it's going to be. He's probably already logged in ahead of time because I know you, Ox. There ain't no quit. Ain't no quitting Ox when it comes to LAFC products. He is the most aggressive and dialed in guy I know when it comes to securing the gear. for an LAFC supporter. So happy hunting, Ox. You got that, man. Make it happen. Make it happen. Of course, he's saying 60 for a snapback. That's because he already knows he's spending it. Gotcha. All love, man. All love. Again, good luck, Ox. Good luck to all you trying to get a hat.
I would, but $95 Australian for a snapback.
Oh yeah, Australian's dollar to the US dollar is not the greatest, as you've been saying every day. I feel like.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
I get a kit for that, dude. Like, good lord. Yeah. Again, good luck. Yeah, go for it, Tony.
I was gonna say, speaking of kits, a freaking like $110 for a replica kit at the Mexico Peru game, and it was
replica.
110 for replica. They're asking 165 for. They're asking 165 for the home jersey last year.
I got the long sleeve Germany kit for 110. That markup's huge.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man.
All right,
buy it on Adidas, people. It's cheaper if they're in stock, because that seems to be difficult these days. So, all right, guys, thank you for the comments. Now we're going to get into some fun talk and talk about the international matches. Yeah, that's right. That is right. So I'm going to throw it to you, Tony. What have you got for some club and community news today?
Well, we've already talked about it. There's going to be a drop for Born and Raised.
Yeah.
The snapback, of course. So if check your emails is the best way to say it. Because check your emails, people. Check your emails. On top of that is also on the 30th of Saturday at Stater Bros, you can meet the one and only Chicho Arango. Let me give you the exact details so you know exactly where to go and what Stater Bros you need to go to. And it will be at sorry. Oh wait, they took it down? What? That's weird. I'll post it up on our Instagram to see and everything like that. So, but it seemed fun.
Riverside?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I was like, I remember seeing Riverside, but like, I was like trying to get the exact dates. I'll post it on our socials so you guys can plan your day about it. Did you find it, Bam?
Yep. So it's 7200 Arlington Avenue, Riverside, California, from 3 to 4 p.m. on September 30th.
There you go, people. Also, for all you new FIFA players, for the last FIFA game, because again, they're going to be called EAFC. LAFC is having an amateur cup at the moment mind you, this is the first year it's crossplay. So Xbox, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, whatever you have, you're playing against each other. There's no two tournaments. It's I believe one tournament, and it is an amateur hour. It's October 8th at 2 p.m. Sign up now. And pretty much it's, yeah. Are you the best amateur? Sign up, compete for and if you win, people, get your skills, like after the pod, just jump on FIFA, get better. If you win, you can win a trip. I'm looking at you, Ox. A trip to the 2002 MLS Cup, wherever it's at.
Interesting. Okay, so there's so many questions I have. I mean, is PS5 like the PS5 people looking at you, Bam? Can you guys, like, with the new FIFA, downgrade into this tournament? Because the game's kind of different for the 5 people, right?
Yeah. So with the last one, I haven't got the new one yet, but with the last one, you have 2 copies on there: the PS5 version and the PS4 version. So when I was playing with you, I downgraded to the PS4 version. When playing by myself, the PS5 version. But yeah, just looking up the pricing for it. So, it was get 2 tickets to LFC's first home playoff match during the playoffs if you win 2.
There we go.
You get 2 tickets? So you
2
get like
tickets to LFC's first home playoff match.
and a trip to the MLS Cup.
Can't see the MLS Cup.
Yeah, because it's literally it's on the Instagram post. It literally says sign up for the OFC Amateur Cup presented by McDonald's on October 8th and compete for a trip to the 2022. Sorry, back going back. I'm time traveling here. 2022 at MLS Cup.
Yeah, because on the actual link that they posted on the Twitter to sign up, prizes. Eligible finisher will receive 1 seat to participate in a one-on-one FIFA 23 video game tournament hosted from October 28th to October 30th. 2 tickets to LAFC's first home playoff match during the 2022 MLS playoffs. LAFC's custom jersey, hat, and scarf.
Custom.
And so far, there are 33 people attending.
I need to buy the game.
So do I. Wait, is it just regular or is it Ultimate Team?
Good question. I'll read up on it and I'll let you guys know.
Because I believe it's going to be regular team because the last one where I tried to play and I made it past the first round because someone didn't show up. So let's go. But it was just you pick a team and then you move forward or whatever team you want to play and stuff like that. So I think it's that if it's Ultimate Team, good luck for y'all. I hear the new chemistry system is like super complicated. You need a degree in it to figure it out. So yeah,
Career mode's pretty cool. I'll just throw that out there. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We'll see how it plays out once we get all the details. But if I'm in, I'm in. I think these two are probably gonna try to jump in too. So I'm not gonna advertise it because I'm. Nope.
No, gotta be North America. Gotta be North America.
Could you imagine?
VPN.
I know. I was like, could you imagine? I was just realized that too. I was like, wait, I just realized you get a trip to the MLS Cup. So if we win the Supporters Shield, Bam wins the tournament, he can fly out here. Do we talk to Larry about this?
For honorary club members. Yes. We have to make a dispensation for this. We'll see. He's not in the rules yet, but we'll lobby. Heart of LAFC's got to do some lobbying, so we'll see how that plays out. Of course, yeah, we'll see how far we get in this thing, but definitely got to play. So may the odds be in your favor, except when you play against me, Tony, or possibly Bam if he gets a special waiver. So there you go. It's not like they got to travel far. Yeah. Nice. Cool. Unless he wins, but he's got to be me, and I'm not that friendly. So let's go. All right, cool, man. So other stuff out there, of course, is the internationals. We had a lot of guys playing. Tony, do you want to throw that up there? Yeah.
No, I was actually there's some other stuff. I know the watch parties. I'll throw those up there. Those are important, but the most important part of this community news that I want to do that again. I'll post about the watch parties and let everyone know where to watch them the tomorrow or the day of, like I always do. But the most important one is Lucky's are doing a Mo scarf. There's a very limited number of it, and it's so if you go to, I believe, the Instagram, you can sign up and purchase it, and all pretty much. I'll break it down literally the way they have it because I want to make sure you guys get this scarf because I'm getting a scarf. I know Joseph's getting a scarf. I know Scarf is getting a scarf. And it is honestly I love it. Honestly, it's probably, I don't know if I'll ever take it out, but so it's a limited edition scarf dedicated to our dear friend Mo and his relentless work. You have to DM Forever Mo FC 20 2022 for price and availability. I know Lucky's are going to be doing it mostly, and you get a cool little box that it comes in too. So check it out. And then of course, the other thing too is TSG is releasing their Chicho Arango shirts that they have, and $5 will go to the Mo Fund as well.
That shirt is amazing. It is. It is really cool. And the scarf even better. I'm sorry, but that scarf, that's gold. And once I get it, it's going up, people. Because dude, we all love Mo. We all miss Mo a whole hell of a lot.
I'm buying two.
Yeah, man. It's good. It's good. Whatever it takes to support the cause, man. Like seriously. And shout out to Lucky's for making this happen, because again, it's gorgeous, guys. You did good. You did real good. So definitely looking forward to getting one of those guys. And hopefully they sell out. That's the plan. All right. So should we brag about the Supporters Cup? Is it appropriate for the three of us to brag?
Back to back.
All right, I'm bragging. Fine. Yeah. Black Army, 3-peat, 3 in a row. That's right. They won the Supporters Cup yet again. I know. Ringer free, people. Ringer free. Now it was on, man. Everybody looked good. Everybody was strong out there. Empire Boys, I believe, took it to the final. Hard fought all the way through. Congrats to all you guys who went out there and actually got up at 8 a.m. to play football, and gave your all for the cause. All good things on that. Credit to everyone that made the attempt, made the effort. Kudos to the Gordo Cup participants as well. Yes, Copa de Gordos is a thing. If you know, you know. Good on everyone who played in that as well. But yes, congratulations to the Black Army 1850, 3-time champions in a row, back to back. Let's see if it can be 4. Bring it on next year, folks. You're gonna have to wait till then to try to unseat the champions. Yes. I know all of us are kind of trying to understate as best we can, because it's kind of our team. But I'm happy for the boys. They put the work in. That's for sure. So let's see what happens next year. And I believe there's a kickball tournament coming up soon. We'll talk about that next week. So yeah, it's gonna happen too. I will participate.
So in that one.
Right, it's on. Back to pitching, people. So there we go. Internationals. You guys want to tackle who actually represented their countries over the past week and a half? Who wants it?
Normally it would be me, but to be honest, I didn't watch much of them because I was going back to work. So with that, I didn't get a chance to really look into much of them. But no one's been injured from what I've been hearing, so that's a good thing. Bale still hasn't been on the pitch when a team scored a goal, because I know Wales had a 0 draw when he was captain for the game. So yeah, that's really about it I'd say.
Honestly,
well, I guess
I was going to say, honestly, yeah, go for it.
Represented well, right? So Sifu Mendez did what they had to do. Palacios did what he had to do. So you got those guys. Acosta, he's stuck in the blender of Greg looking more at his shoes than the lineup. Yeah, he stinks. Sorry, he does, but he does. Ugh, gross. Outside of that, I believe Romero was with El Salvador. Did I get them all? I mean, that was it wasn't a whole lot that went.
Christian Torres.
So, Torres. Do we get any information on Torres? Seriously?
Yeah. Actually, he did do something. He won a cup or something. I saw him holding something, and I went to write it down, and then I got caught up on something else. So, oh, he doesn't see anymore. My bad. Sorry.
Okay, we'll keep you guys posted on the Torres. I bet you someone in the comments is going to throw it up there, because the faithful. They're dedicated. They're dedicated. All right, which I believe brings us now to the Vinyl Club Minute.
Found it.
Right. Oh, here he goes before you jump into Vinyl Club. All right, go for it.
They won the Revelations Cup.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what they won. But again, trophy is a trophy, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Is you're on top, you get a trophy for it, and you beat International. So again, we could see Christian on the Mexicans men's national team, and hopefully it's a better team when he's on it than what we have right now.
And a coach that you all love.
Well, you have the,
wishing for too much. Yes.
but you have the same situation with the U.S.
I'd rather have yours than ours.
True.
Why would you want to trade?
No.
Would you want to trade? No.
I'll trade players.
Well, yeah. We know when our side lets them play to their strengths. So yeah, that's that. We could go for hours on this one. All right, let's get into the Black and Gold Wine Club Minute. We had one song; it's now turned into two for very important reasons. So we'll feature it first. I'm gonna have Bam introduce the first song on the list due to a recent event in the news that's got us all a little bit bummed.
Yesterday, sitting at work before shift starts, look up and see across the news in Australia that unfortunately the one and only Coolio passed away. So for this week, one of the songs has to be Gangsta's Paradise. Everyone knows it. Everyone rocks out to it. So rest in peace, Coolio. One of the songs is Gangsta's Paradise. And the second one, I'm going to give back to Joseph for.
So I'm still I'm still smoldering a bit from the Rammstein concert, so I couldn't help but look at them as the other option for today. That was the original choice, and so I will run with that one. I'm gonna go Rammstein album. I'm gonna throw it to 2 because I just love these 2 albums probably a little more than others. Liebe ist für alle da, for sure, and then Mutter. Why? Well, for Mutter, there's a song called Sonne, and for me, that song is just absolutely amazing. It's just a gem. And then yeah, I could name 7 other albums or forever and a day. There's always songs on there that I can identify. But go out there, listen to Rammstein. Trust me, the music itself will drive it for you. And if you ever see them live, then you're hooked for life. So that's that. And of course, Lafc is their fan club, and so that's why I mentioned that first album because what? Yeah, that's what it's based on. So there you go. All right, that is our music for this week, which brings us into the more important stuff, which you're all waiting for. I know we've been dragging this bad boy out, but yes, we got to talk about Portland, people. Portland, it's on. So, Bam, I'd like to say we have good news about their form, but we don't, do we? At all?
We do a little bit if you just look at their last game, but the last 5 games, they have 4 wins, which was a 2-1 home against Seattle, a 2-1 away to Austin, a 2-1 home against Atlanta, and a 1-0 home against Minnesota. And their last game was a 1-1 draw away to the Crew.
Which was chaos, right?
Yeah, so Crew went up early with a Molina goal in the 37th minute, and then a 95th minute goal for Moreno for Portland, which was a whip in, goes out, a Portland Timber player falls on the ground, ball goes to a Timbers player who tries to chip it over the Portland player on the ground, but hits him in the head, bounces back, looks up and shoots that goal, and he scores a goal. It was ridiculous.
A seeing eye goal, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Bouncy, make it happen. All right. So again, they haven't lost in their last 5 games. That's the hard truth. They haven't lost in the last 5. You can't say that, but they can. And of course, now they're playing at home. And if you look at where their home games are at, yes, they are on a 3-game winning streak at home. Right? Aren't they? Am I looking at that wrong?
They haven't been beaten in 9 home games.
Oh my gosh. Not beaten in 9, but they won the last 3. I know that for sure. So, oh boy. Again, Bam, not easy on form, right? It ain't good. If you want to, throw it to Tony and his good, the bad, and the ugly, there's more ugly, right? How's their record against us as of late?
Well,
I'll just throw it up
we're
there.
5. Yeah. We're 5. That's literally, I have to say, it's 5. It's 5 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses. We are dead even. But again, they're fighting for a playoff spot. They're hungry. They're playing at home, unbeaten. We are also fighting for something, but when we play them, it's always ugly. It's always a hard-fought battle. They're pretty much their top scorer. His expected goals, mind you, compared to Chicho, is not the greatest, but he's expected to score he has a 6.1 goal, and that's Nizagua.
Niasgoda.
Niasgoda. Thank you. And he has 9 goals of the season, but then 2 assists, and he averages like 1.3 shots per match on target, and he's played about almost as like 4 less than Chicho has.
4 less than Chicho, and here's a scarier thing: he's a super sub. He's coming off the bench in most matches, at least as of late. So limited minutes, still producing as a super sub. Yeah, I'm not too happy about that. Which makes the lineup even more sketchy as we get into it because you're not sure what they're going to throw up. Because again, he comes off the bench more than he starts as of late, and he still produces. So that ain't so good. Also playing at home against us, Tony. We're going to talk about ugly. How's it gone the last 2 times we went to their house?
Last couple times we went to their house, it's can we not? Can we not?
I know. How many points did we pull?
Nil.
Okay. So we lost 2-1, 2-1. All right. Close games, but not enough for us. So we owe them. We've won there before, people. So I think it's time to get back onto that tilt, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. This is just like when we play Carson. There's certain teams we play against where we dictate it. We know what it's going to be. And then we get to these guys and you just throw it all out because they hate each other. And this isn't like a club versus club hate. On the field, there is a distaste for each other. There really is. There's an edge to every challenge. There's something in it. And it goes all the way back to Dio and what they pulled with Dio. I really do think this. And it does not go away because they've been rotten to the core. And so our guys it's become a thing where on field, I think we hate these guys or get more motivated than any other team. I really do feel that you see that edge, and it's not going to change. It's going to be the same thing, especially because they have the same manager who always does the same tactics against us. Going to be dirty. It's going to be dirty, and our guys seem ready to give it back every time we play them. They don't push us around. We give it back, so it's going to be a hard-fought game. Tony, in terms of the good, if you're going to say the good, what would you say about this one?
Honestly, we're kind of in form. Like, again, we have Chicho, who's like, again, I literally like his goal expectancy is 12 goals for expectancy. And then also we like, mind you, this is not an easy game, but it's also prepping us for the playoffs, because as much as we're not in the playoffs, these are playoff games now. Again, we're back to last year where every game is a playoff, but in a different aspect. We're getting ourselves ready for playoff form. One and done. So we're treating this as a playoff game. And mind you, also, we have Hollingshead, who can score. Everyone's back as well. Everyone's healthy. So, well, Escobar, of course, is the questionable one, but everybody else here.
So there it is. We have the lineup to do the job. They're healthy enough to do the job. We're playing a team that has a goal difference of 3. They need to win or they could miss the playoffs. So yes, we're playing a team that's desperate, that has to take chances, because in most cases when we play Portland, they're happy with 1 point and they play us for 1 point. This is one of those few games they cannot play us for 1 point, right? They have to open up and play us to try to get the win. They can't just play the counter. They have to play. They don't have a choice in the matter. So that's going to give us some chances, right? If you're going toe to toe, got to see that as a good as well. All right. So interesting things, I guess, to me, interesting. I'm just looking at the stats, thinking who stands out. Of course, you said Niasgoda is their top scorer. Espria's second on there with 8 goals. Chara is kind of their talisman, 9 assists, most appearances on the team. Always there always spectacular goals. It's a thing with him too. Is when he does score, they're gorgeous. They are. Doesn't do it all the time, but he finds a way. Blanco, I believe, is healthy, right, Bam?
For me, I believe so. They haven't updated the list yet from last games, but going from the last game, only Mora, Bodley were out, and Salt was questionable.
So their main guys are here. So they're not hurting too bad. So again, Blanco, who's always been trouble for us, will still be trouble for us. It's gonna get interesting. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be down to the end. Yes, we have the better scores. We have the better setup, man. Offense is there. Story is our defense. Are they going to show up on the day? And is our midfield going to be ready? Tough case for us. Now, looking back at Portland's last few games, of course, the draw with the Crew. That game, they actually played with 3 in the back, which I found rather interesting with the wing backs, but up to midfield, like a much higher setup. They went at them, and so, they had Chara up top, Moreno as your right wing, Blanco as your left wing, Bravo and Estrella were your outside midfielders, technically wing backs as well. Chara and Williamson in the middle, and Tuiloma, Zuparic, and Mabiala as your back line. And then Ivacic was in your goal. Man, weird name for me to mess up, but there we go. And of course, super subs, Mosquera, Fogasa, Paredes. These are good players. And of course, Niascoda comes in. So they have tools, man. The season started ugly for them, but they found themselves. And so it's going to be tough. You look at Minnesota when they got to win at home, 61st minute goal by Asprilla. A different lineup again. In this case, it was a 3-1-4-2. But let's be real. Those outside mids were dropping pretty heavy too. So the same story here. In this case was McGraw in the back, Zuparic in the back, Tuiloma. Your outsides, you had Bravo and Moreno. In the middle, Chara, Williamson, and other Chara. Yeah, playing deep. And then Asprilla and Blanco up top. Here's the shock. Blanco comes out for Niascoda. Look for that sub yet again. That's the standard. So there you go. That. Now, usually I tell you what the next game was. I'm going to skip it all the way back to Austin FC. This team managed to beat Austin in Austin, and that has to be something to talk about here. Why do I bring this match up? Not only the result, it's the approach they took to the game. As far as I'm concerned, the way they approach that game is the way they're going to approach our game. Okay. In that match, they played their classic 4-2-3-1, which is usually what they do against us. This is their preference against us. I don't see why they'd change, right? It's worked in the past. It could work again. In that match, Ivacic was, of course, in goal. You had Bravo on the left, Tuiloma on the right for right back, McGraw and Zuparic in the middle. Williamson and Chara, of course, were playing deep. Expect that again. The other Chara, playing up in central midfield. Moreno on the right, Blanco on the left, but a little more withdrawn. And, of course, Asprilla up top. If those are the guys that are healthy, I can't help but think that's probably what we're going to see. And, of course, who comes in for who? Yes, Niascoda comes in eventually. Paredes comes in. Loria comes in. I'm not shocked by any of their subs, but I'm looking at the lineup going, I think they're going to clog the midfield. I think they go right back to what they do best against us. And I really don't see the freewheeling wing-back setup against a team like us. You're looking at this, Bam. What do you think you're going to see from these guys? How do you think they're going to approach us this time around?
4-2-3-1. It's that lineup's fairly solid now. So the Austin lineup, I think, will be the one that comes out for us, plain and simple. I did have a little look back from the last time we beat Portland in Portland. There's only 3 guys left on our team.
Wild. That's wild.
Yeah,
who are the carryovers?
Vela, Blessing, Segura. Our starting lineup for that game was Rossi, Ramirez, Vela, Mac, Atuesta, Blessing, Harvey, Segura, Zimmerman, Blackman, Miller, and goal.
That's how long it's been since we've won up there.
Our bench was Cisniega, Daniel Silva, Nico Hammerline, Lee Win, Horta, Joshua Perez, and Dio.
Miss you, Josh. Miss you, Dio. Yeah, I guess it's what, 6 in a row now, right? That haven't gotten a result up there. So
yeah, that was June 1st, 2019. It was the last time we won up there.
Oh my gosh, before the world changed. There you go. That's why it feels so long ago. All right, so they're due. We're due. We have to get a result. We're due with a much different lineup. And as far as I'm concerned, a better one. This is a stronger side. Without question, this is a stronger side. Now they just got to get the job done. All right, so that brings it to us, guys. What do we see for us? And I think that's the harder question. The back line. I'll go to you, Tony, first. You said Escobar was questionable. Our history with questionable players is what?
They don't play.
They don't play. Yeah, they don't play. So does that pretty much solve it? Hollingshead on the right?
Hollingshead on the right, Segura in the middle with Chiellini and Palacios, what we had last game.
Stability. Okay. Any chance Murillo sneaks into this?
I'm going no.
I'm agree with Bam on that one. Sorry for the long pause. I was like debating on it because he is physical, but it's more of like I feel like Chiellini and Segura work really well together. You saw how really well they work together against, and it was exactly so. Literally one, like I said, as you one. That's all. And that's how Portland plays. Is they play very defensive. They play us for 1 point. Now they need points. So if they only get one shot, oh well. If you don't make it, you don't make it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think the same thing. The adults have to win it, right? Bring in the vets, make the vets do the job. If they need to get subbed out as the game goes along, playing on another fake field, it is what it is. We have to make it happen. But that makes sense. You need Palacios to bomb it. You need Hollingshead out there with his wise moves up. All good things. All good things from that. Now it brings it to the midfield again. Thinking about national team play, I honestly don't think they're tired. Even the guys that went on their trips, I think they're fine. I'm not that worried about fatigue. So I throw it to you, Bam. Who do you think gets the start in mid?
Mid, Sifu, Ilya, Costa. Plain and simple. I think.
All right.
For me, the team we put out against Houston before the break is the team we're putting out now.
Interesting. Tony?
I agree. Like I said, the only cautionary tale that we have at the moment is, as Daniel brought up in the chat, is he's one away from being gone for a while. But
who's one away?
Ilya.
Oh.
And Murillo.
Still?
They're both Ilya and Murillo are both one card away from missing a game.
Yeah, you would think a red card would like wipe it because it technically counts as 2 yellow cards. So you would think,
right? That's so weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Now the big question is: do they reset for the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think they do.
They do.
Cool. So if they copy yellow card final game,
don't mean anything.
Would they miss the first playoff?
As far as I know, no, it gets cleared. It's always been cleared historically. I don't know, guys. I think Ilya has to play because we have to win, and we don't get results without him, so we don't have a choice.
Well, here's the question then: if Philly loses, do you take the risk?
Do you go for 1 point? Oh, I'm going to take over from
jump on it. Yeah,
yep.
Jump on it.
if Philly loses before our game, do you bench Ilie and put in Mendez?
No, I don't. End it. Secure the shield.
Yeah.
End it. Take all advantage away. Give Mendez a chance to get ready for the last game of the season if need be.
Yeah, that's the way I see it too. If Philly gets 0 points, what you do is you put out your best lineup. If Ilya gets a yellow card, he gets a yellow card. But we make sure we get the 3 points.
We have to play for now. We have to play for now. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm with you.
I look at it regardless of the Philly result. This game is a fight. It is the final. This will get us.
This is the trophy. This is it. This is the weekend that it decides. Because I'll be real, Toronto is not going to get a result against Philly in Philly. They haven't lost a game all year there. It ain't going to change. They go home. It's a fortress. This is the one opening we have because let's be real. Charlotte does step up in their own house. It's an opening. So we got to do it. We got to make it happen. We can't leave it to the last week of the season. We just can't go there. It has to be this one. We have to get a result. I'm happy that Tony is breathing again. It looked like he was lifting into the heavens for a moment there.
The Gremlins.
He had rapture for a split second. So Tony, complete your thoughts, sir. I know you want to. Go for it.
I said, the thought was, do you risk it and just go for the tie, and then after that, just and then rest him for the final game, let him get the card in the final game? That's what the question was. I think you guys probably answered it while I was away. So
we answered. Yeah, okay. And again, we got to play. We got to play for now. Now is it. Acosta's another story as well. I think we need him out there. Blessing will be an excellent super sub for this game because he hates those guys. Simply put, he hates Portland. And I think him coming in as a super sub would be absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and chaotic for them to deal with. So, yeah, I think Blessing's a super sub for this one. Top line, that's your big story because we got options. Some are good, some are not so good. Some play the system, some don't play the system. Do we go with the pretty silky stuff or do we get the job done? Bam, I'll throw it to you first. Who are you putting as your top 3 for this one?
As much as I want to see a poke out there, I've got to go Bouanga, Chicho, Vela.
Hey, all right. Tony, to you, sir.
Agreement with Bam. Bouanga, Orongo, Vela.
And I agree with you all as well. I love Opoku. I do. And if he played, I'd be happy. But Bouanga's due, man. I think something spectacular is going to come from him in this next game. He's got to be so hungry right now. Not frustrated, hungry. If you watch him, bad things happen. He just plays better. I think he's due for some goal of the week stuff this week. I got a feeling. And Orongo, he ain't stopping. He's due. He's always due. He'll get his chances. Vela, the story will be how is he going to play the role? Right? Are they going to let him drop a little deeper in the mid? I mean, still he's a center forward, right? But are they going to let him withdraw a bit to be a little more playmaker in this? What's that going to be like, right? Is Chicho going to just stay in the middle and do what he does best? Are they going to shuffle like they've been doing the last few games? I'm betting more on the shuffle. It should be interesting, but I think that is our best 3. I don't question it at all. I think the boys here agree. That is our best 3. There is no way around it. You're asking, well, what about Teo? What about Bale? We don't score with Bale. We don't even cover with Bale. The last time we played a road match with Bale as a starter, y'all know how that ended. And put us on a really bad track. So I just don't see it right now. Not yet. Can he come in later? Sure. He will. We know he will.
He can come in. We're up 3-0 with 10 minutes to go.
No chances, people.
Now, in this game, there is also going to be another MLS end of season nominee in this game.
Really?
Yep, and that is for the ref of the year.
Okay.
Ismail Elfath. we've had him 3 times this year. We drew 1-1 at home to Portland with him. We won 2-1 away to Cincy with him, and 3-2 home win over Quakes with him.
All of them were rough and tumble games.
Mm-hmm.
All very physical, and he allowed it to be physical, right?
Yep.
And he knows our history with Portland. So he ain't biased against us. There's no evidence of that with him. So I think we got a fair one for this game, right? Fair referee. Would you agree with that, Bam?
I would say he's one of the fairest out there. So it'll be really interesting. Like, we've had him once away, and that was the 2-1 away win to Cincy. So with a 100% away win record with him. While Portland, out of the 12 games at home they've had with him, they've got a 58.3% win, 25% loss, and 16.7% draw, averaging 1.92 points a game at home with him as a ref.
Didn't Ilie score in that match against Cincinnati? If I'm remembering.
I think he did.
He did score in that game. So, Ilie, you're due, man. Here we go. The situation presents itself. We'll see how it goes. I'm fine with that, ref. Again, they didn't give us Penso, so I think I have hope. There's a few others in this league. Boy, no hope.
Yeah. The other two refs that are up for referee of the year is Alan Chapman and Armando Villarreal.
Okay, Villarreal's okay. Chapman, really?
Yeah. Yep. I knew you like that.
Wow. That's your top 3 in the league. We know we're in trouble. I'm just saying. The number 1's fine. The number 2's fine. The third, wow. You couldn't find anybody else with a pulse? Really? All right, there we go. And watch, I'm saying this, and he's going to get us in the playoffs because that's just, again, top 3. Of course he will. I better be nice then, right? I have to be nice, I guess. All right, cool, fine, lovely. All right, so we see where we're at. We see where our potential's at, what we should be running with, or what we think we're going to be running with. I don't see experimentation. I just see a need for a win, and Dolo knows that. So we've made our calls. We're seeing how it is. Before I give it to everybody else, I know they're going to comment on what I'm going to ask right now because I'm going to throw the curveball. Bam. Who needs to be our top 3 to get 3 points out of this game?
Max, Ilie, Chicho.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'll throw it over to you, Tony. Who's your top 3 potential to get a result out of this game?
Bouanga, Acosta, Chiellini.
Hey, all right. I'm going to say Chicho, Bouanga, Hollingshead. That's your guys that could put the ball away. Somebody there that has to do it. So nice, guys. Nice move. To the rest of you guys, as they throw it up to you guys, because I am going to move this on to the comments from the fam. Yeah, give us yours. Let's see what you guys think. All right, moving into the comments right now. Ooh, we have FIFA talk. Okay. Ooh, there's some fun ones on here. So many options, so many options. Jonah B, I know we're talking Portland, but I thought this was interesting. He says, speaking about kits, can you see LAFC have a third kit next season? That'd be fun. World Cup bump, third kit. I don't think it's down the line though. I haven't heard anything, so I wouldn't bet on that. We're getting yes, Ox is correct. We're due for an away jersey. We're really due for one. I got to be honest, guys. I can't wait for a new one. Ox is talking about Riverside. It's a drive. Yeah, Kansas. That's a flight. Kansas. That's a drive. I can say that to you, man. Kansas. That's a drive, right, neighbor? Love it. Ox says he still needs to get FIFA. I still need to get FIFA. I mean, I've kind of played this one already, but we can't talk about it. 2 tickets, custom jersey. There you go. And Deanna says, thanks to the community notes last week, I got to meet Ibiaga and Ilie. See, the payoff is there. Thank you, Tony. Christopher Gomez is in my realm. Buying FIFA because the bank is in it. Agreed. I want to see what treatment they give to the 3252. What songs did we get out of this thing? Because I haven't seen it yet.
We didn't get
I did
anything.
see that. Nothing. They
None.
ignored us.
Mm-hmm.
Lame. Super lame. Ox says grabbing a copy because he got our stadium. Right. Gomez is on the scarf train. Ox doesn't forget. Forza Mo. Well said, sir. Says 6 shirt, but needs to be a fluffy, friendly size. Just saying. Funny from Ox. There you go.
That'll be for the Chico shirt.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be, but David Day's asking what's the supporters cup. I'll just say right now, it's a tournament between the 3252 teams. So all of the individual supporter groups. And they go at it. There was kind of open division 2 this time around. So yeah, it was cool. Even the front office, our friends at the front office had a team as well. So all good things there. Everybody had a good time. That's what we got from it. Yeah, Supporters Cup's a lot of fun. I look forward to the next one, as we always do. Moving forward. Oh, Mark says went to Seattle away and was underwhelmed, hoping the Portland supporters turn up on Sunday. Here's the deal. They might turn up, but we're bringing an army. Like, it's big for the LAFC support. I'm not going to give you guys a hard number. You just need to get amazed when you see it. It's a lot of people. I'm kind of bummed I'm not going, though I'm not bummed because I get to take my boy to soccer practice, and that's just something you got to cherish. It's going to be good, man. Like, it's going to be big. I think we're going to outsing them in their house. We've done it before. We'll do it again. They show up. It's just we show up that much more. It's the truth. So, no pressure, 3252. You're expected to perform this weekend. Yeah, Ilya and Maria one caution away from accumulation. Agreed. Jonah B's big question. This is about the Shield. If we win the Shield on Sunday, will they present it in Portland and celebrate? No, that's not how it works. Shields are presented at home for very secure reasons. Shields are presented. There's only one of them in this world, so you have to be very protective with it. As a former keeper of the Shield, you have to be very, very protective with it. It ain't cheap. It can get damaged really easy. The box is fun to try to carry around. It's good for a hernia, just saying. It's like a 35-pound trophy, people. So something you don't want to travel around with. It definitely is not. So I gotta hope if we do launch this thing and get the win and they get the loss that we get this thing at home. I have to hope and pray that's the case. I don't want to lift the plastic one like Philly did when they won theirs. Y'all saw it. It happened. I hope that karma doesn't hit us. So we're lifting it. Let's hope we're lifting the real thing next week because we secured it this weekend. Easy as that. Get it done. All right. Thank you guys for the comments. Well done by all. I think we got Portland done and dusted. What do you boys think? We got this. Which brings us, of course, to the end of the show. I know it's happened. We're here again. First and foremost, thank y'all. We got our final comments. Looking at Tony, looking at Bam. I think I'm going to throw it to Tony before he loses internet. Go for it,
Okay.
Tony. You have the floor, sir.
Like I said, everyone who's traveling to Portland, be safe. Safe travels. Give them hell. Let's get those 3 points so we can celebrate the Shield at home and have a fun final game until the playoffs. Of course, like I always say, check on your mates, make sure they're okay, call them, have conversations, everything like that. It's a big thing. And I also kind of want to add this. I've been reading a lot of books lately about different clubs. So send me your club's book that you think is the best to read on their history. You can hit us up on the Heart of LAFC or my personal one and slide into the DMs because as you can see, and people at here, I got a good amount of books on Italian league. So yeah, so let's get those 3 points and let's go LAFC.
Man, the first thing that popped up when you pull those books up, all I saw was Totti. I'm not alone, I think, on that. But wow, that's going to be a great book. That's a warrior book, man.
What do you expect?
Yeah. That's football, man. That's beautiful. Good stuff. Good reading, Tony. Happy hunting on that. Tony wants to read. Help him out, people. All right, Bam. Final thoughts of the day, sir.
Final thoughts of the day. I want to share something with everyone here. As you know, last game, all the LFC members got their membership gift. Was it the last home game, I believe? So I just received my Melbourne Victory supporters membership box today. So I'm going to open it and show everyone what we get. So we get our membership card. So we get a plastic card and digital card to go to the game. We get a fridge magnet with the fixture on there, so we know where all the games are. That's a fridge magnet. We get some codes for some of the sponsors. We obviously get the stickers for the car. Ooh, this is new. Nice membership diary.
That's interesting.
And before we got the membership packs in it, we got an email saying whether you want to get a scarf or a cap. And I just went with the scarf. So 22, 23 membership. And it's a nice quality scarf. So
that's great. Yeah, it looks good, man. Looks real good. They did it right for you guys.
Yeah, so Rich and everyone in the club, this is something that you guys should look into.
An actual package with multiple things
in a box. Yeah, so like we get the discounts for all the sponsors of the club and all that kind of stuff. So I'll share that with everyone there. Just do a little unboxing to show you what it's like for us in Australia, where the league starts next weekend.
Hey, we got more football to watch, people. They're going to play through the World Cup? Is that how it's working?
No, we're pausing for the World Cup.
Okay, so getting started right away, then pausing right away. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. Okay. Football has to happen, man. Gotta play. Gotta play. Good. Does Victory have a good chance of winning it this year?
We have signed Nanny, so I think we have a decent chance. And Nanny's also just dropped his own clothing line with Melbourne Victory. So it's a Nanny Melbourne Victory little clothing line going on.
Fantastic. Nani's a great talent, man. He's fun to watch. Free kicks are always a delight. So good on Melbourne Victory. All the best to them. Guess it's my turn, right, guys? All right. So first things first, I saw Junior just pop up a message to me pretty recently asking about Fan Appreciation Day. I think we're going to go into that much more specific next week because it looks like there's some prizes and a lot of stuff going down. And so it looks like a lot of fun things happening. I've been hearing some fun stuff. So, yeah, we'll get into that one next week. For the rest of it, I think, honestly, again, the story is this weekend. Get to the viewing parties if you're not already in Portland. I'll be at the official LAFC one. We'll throw up the details pretty soon about that, but I know that's where I'm heading with the family. It's a family-friendly environment. So Tony will actually send those details out to you guys when we know we can release. Outside of that, get prepared for the playoffs. Make sure that your money's right if you're a season ticket holder and your cards are up to date because those charges are coming real soon for playoff tickets. So be ready for that. For the rest of you traveling to Portland, all the best to you on that epic journey. I love that city. It is a fun place to be. No love for who plays inside their stadium, but it's a great place to have a good time. So have an excellent time in Portland. Be safe. And of course, be ready for kickoff. Be ready for setup. Be ready for the march to the match because you all know you're going to do it. And it's a pretty good distance. And give your all for the full 90. The boys need you more than any game we have ever played. As far as I'm concerned, this is the biggest one so far and our best chance at hardware this year right now at the moment. So give everything you got for the black and gold. And do us right while you're up there, of course. Of course. Beyond that, of course, thank you to my brothers coming on yet again. Safe travels to Araceli, doing MLS next. If you saw, she's on assignment. And thank all of you guys who make this show what it is by giving us these comments, getting us some good topics, and of course, showing your love week in and week out, late night, for the sake of the Heart of LAFC podcast. Yes, we are beyond thankful. On that note, of course, that's right. The final word of the day. back to it. I will throw it to you, Tony, first. Final word.
Stay golden.
Bam.
Stay golden.
And for me, to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.